This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 1070. Disordered eating no longer controls me, but that doesn't mean I never struggle. Part 2 by Nia Shanks of niashanks.com, and I'm Dr. Neil, your host and narrator. Welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, where I act as your narrator of the best health and fitness blogs covering fitness, nutrition, stress management, weight management, and lots more. And then on Fridays, I do something a little different. I answer your questions right here on the show. Now, today's post is part 2 from yesterday. So if you're new here or skipping around, I'd recommend listening to yesterday's episode first. That's episode 1069. But if you're all caught up, let's jump right in and hear part 2 and continue optimizing your life. Disordered eating no longer controls me, but that doesn't mean I never struggle. Part 2 by Nia Shanks of niashanks.com. Not going back to disordered eating. Though some struggles are inevitable, I won't return to obsessive disordered eating habits. I'm going to discuss some of the main things I do and don't do, and important lessons to quickly recall when old habits try to pry into my mind. Avoidance is useful. Restrictive diets, venomous snakes, someone spraying their surrounding area like a sprinkler because they don't cover their mouth when coughing, any dish that includes beets. My response to these things is the same and immediate. I make haste in the opposite direction. I do the same with anything that led to or exacerbated disordered eating habits. Avoiding what got me there in the first place is helpful. Obsessing over making the best choices with every meal, being too restrictive, dichotomous thinking, like only eating clean foods, and by default, labeling everything else as dirty and bad. Putting too much emphasis on my physical appearance and not on how I feel. Berating myself for less than ideal food choices. Feeling guilty for eating my favorite foods. Thinking my way to failure. Those have no place in my life. There is an exception to this rule. The past few months, I've been running a muscle building program and weigh myself occasionally. I knew tracking my weight could easily cause negative thoughts to bubble up like they did in the past when I stepped on the scale. But I remind myself that it's just a number, a data point. I can choose to remove any emotional element related to that innocent number. Just because something used to disturb you doesn't mean it must always have that power. You can defeat it. Lesson: know what works best for you and avoid what doesn't. Old habits can be defeated with patience and persistence. Talk about the struggles. A few weeks ago, I found myself stumbling and felt the old familiar tug of bad mental conversations, and I told my wife about it. Immediately, once I aired the frustrations verbally, I felt better. I felt lighter. Just getting it out of my head put everything into perspective so I could focus on what was important and let go of what wasn't. Lesson: have someone to confide in when your brain is giving you a hard time. Don't dig the hole deeper and deeper and deeper. When my life was ruled by obsessive eating habits, my brain would rationalize I screwed up. So if I ate a small piece of dessert, I would say I screwed up by eating this bad food, so I'll just keep eating it until it's gone. So that small piece would turn into 2 more larger pieces, and then a string of less than ideal choices. Because, hey, I already screwed up, so what difference did it make if I kept going? That irrational response was akin to falling in a hole, deciding not just to spend time in it, but to grab a shovel and make it deeper and deeper. If that old mental habit creeps up, I catch it and quickly change direction. That cake was incredible. I enjoyed it. There's nothing bad about it, and there's no need to eat more. I also remind myself that if I eat more, even though I'm satisfied, I'll end up uncomfortably full, and that never feels good. I will stumble into a hole on occasion by eating a few too many tasty Halloween or Easter candies. But once I realize I'm there, I choose not to keep digging. I don't keep eating more and proceed to climb out of the hole and walk forward. Lesson: just stop digging. Get out of the all or nothing cycle of destruction. Eating good for every meal, all the time, or giving up completely at the slightest setback or less than ideal decision. Sound familiar? I've seen too many people swing aggressively from obsessively watching what they eat to not caring about what they put in their mouth, because the former mentally exhausted them. Nutrition is not an all or nothing lifestyle. Moderation and flexibility are the solutions, and not demanding the impossible, relentless perfection from yourself. Lesson: perfection. Do the most important things most of the time. Make success as easy as possible. I keep myself set up for success by not needlessly testing my willpower. I know what foods are easy for me to overeat, and I don't keep them in the house. They're not forbidden by any means, but if I really want that food, I go buy a serving and enjoy it. Our home is stocked with nutrient-dense foods we love, so cooking great meals and having healthy snacks isn't a chore. They're always right there within reach. Furthermore, I identified situations that were likely to trigger old habits and created a simple, specific plan to handle them. For instance, eating food directly from a bag or container easily turns into me eating half of it. My plan for packaged foods: put a serving in a bowl or on a plate and put away the rest. Lesson: make the things you want to do the easy things to do. Don't wing it with situations that previously led to disordered eating habits. Don't just rely on willpower. Identify situations that create problems and have a plan for how to face them. The goal for me isn't to attain some elusive state of normal when it comes to food, whatever that means. Knowing I may always have to be vigilant and keep old habits at bay is fine with me. I aim to build upon productive habits, to replace those that don't serve me with ones that do, to continue getting better at identifying struggles and handling them promptly, and remembering that the main purpose of nutrition and fitness is to help me live my best possible life. Obsessive, disordered eating habits, or anything resembling them, clashes with that objective. Note: if you're battling disordered eating, find a qualified professional who specializes in your specific issue and get on the fast track to recovery. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled, "Disordered Eating No Longer Controls Me, but That Doesn't Mean I Never Struggle," by Nia Shanks of niashanks.com. If you're looking for a way to get organic and sustainable groceries delivered right to your door, I've been a Thrive Market member for a while now and can't imagine getting my non-GMO and organic products any other way. They offer a wide range of food tailored to over 70 different diets and values. Thrive Market is not only a place for organic groceries, it's also a place for sustainable, non-toxic cleaning and beauty products. Not only am I getting the products I frequently use conveniently, but my paid membership also provides to someone in need, like a low-income family, a teacher, a veteran, or a first responder. As a member, I'm saving 25 to 50% off traditional retail prices, and their carbon-neutral shipping is free on orders over $49. I'm a proud Thrive Market member. You will be too. Try it risk-free. Go to thrivemarket.com/OHD. Join today and you'll get up to $20 in shopping credit toward your first order. That's THRIVE market.com/OHD to start your risk-free membership and get up to $20 toward your first order. thrivemarket.com/OHD. Dr. Neil here for my commentary. I want to repeat something Nia mentioned. She said, nutrition is not an all or nothing lifestyle. Moderation and flexibility are the solutions. This reminded me of the patients I would see on Monday mornings specifically. They would often have guilty looks on their faces. Why? Well, many of these folks were trying to manage their weight, and the weekend was a barrier to their progress. 2.5 days of healthy eating amnesia, where alcohol and sodas flowed like water, and not a single food was in its original, whole, unprocessed state. So after admitting this to me, usually not right away, but after some trust building, they had to trust I wouldn't get angry at them, I would reassure them that the weekend didn't completely derail all of the progress they had made. Instead, I wanted them to feel proud of the fact that they came to see me after all of this happened, because this made it clear to me that they were ready to move on and continue pursuing their goals. That's the most important thing. As Nia said, nutrition is not an all or nothing lifestyle. If we can follow the plan we have set for ourselves most of the time, a little blip here and there of not so nutritious foods likely won't make a difference in the long run. And in fact, we're going to discuss this topic a bit more in a couple of days on our Saturday show. So, to hear more about that, definitely come back and listen to episode 1072. Because remember, it's all about progress, not perfection. All right, that'll do it for today. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday if you're listening in real time, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for the Friday Q&A and where your optimal life awaits.